So today's question is page 141 of the Discover Graphics book, and it is in practice exercise questions, and it's question 1, which is the model plane. Okay, there's a bit going on in this one, alright? Especially when you read it here, it kind of gives us all our information that we need. Okay, so it's wings. So these two here, the wings, are based on parabolas. So we have an A, B, C with vertex at B, and we have D, E, F with vertex at E. So 2 parabolas there. All right, and then we have the tail. This is based on an ellipse, all right, which is GHIJ one. All right, so the ellipse down here. There's a bit going on in this. There's a nice bit happening. What we'll do is we'll start with the tail, just because we have enough room on the top of the sheet and we can work our way down towards it. Now it doesn't actually matter which way you go on this, but I'm going to might as well start in the ellipse. Since we're on the ellipse chapter, we can kind of go from there and work our way down. All right, so our big circle is 80 radius. So I'm going to kind of aim middle of the page there, so at least you can get most of it. What I'm going to do is drop a center line straight away the whole way down. So it's going to go through the whole plane, straight down to the middle of the plane. We'll do our ellipse. Now, going to keep it, so the radius of that, so the major axis is 80, so the radius of that will be 40. I'm going to keep 40 down from the top of the page there. And pop my horizontal line across through that. So this line here is going to be my major axis, and that is 80 millimeters. So I'm just going to pop the radius of that all together. And my minor axis is 30 millimeters, so therefore we're going to have 15 radius. Small enough, nice and handy. All right, seal there in the center. Stretch it out to our major axis. Keep those circles nice and light. All right, we want them to fade into the background. There's our major and our minor circles. Sorry, now I'm after losing focus there. There's our major and our minor circles. No, it's back, sorry. All right, so we'll divide that up into our 60-30. Alright, these are 4 outer points, so I might as well just label them as they say. Alright, so is our G is there, H, I, J. Alright, so that's where they are. Now, we'll do our ellipse like we always do. Where the sector line hits the major circle, you go parallel to the minor. Alright, so where the sector line hits the major circle, you go parallel to the minor, and then where the sector line hits the minor circle, you go parallel to the major. Alright, excuse me, on our points. And we can draw in our ellipse. Go nice and light to start it off with, just to get it all, you're happy with it. Alright, so once you're happy then, you can heavy it in. Again, it's best you can. I'm getting caught with the kind of camera above me there. Alright, there we have the ellipse. Now, I just left a little bit clear here, just for the tail of it. Now, it tells us this body coming down here is 16 wide. So that means it's 8 millimeters either side of that center line. Again, we're going to throw that in nice and nice and light. What we're looking for here is where it hits the ellipse. And it hits that ellipse there, and that's going heavy back to the center of the ellipse. Alright. Now, what we're doing from the center of the ellipse, it tells us down to point A and F on the parabola, it's 80 millimeters. From the center of the ellipse, it's 80 down. I'm going to bring a light line across there. I'm going to bring that the whole way across just for now. And what it's telling us then is from that center, this is 30 wide, so that means it's 15 to the left and right of that center line. We can go 60 degrees, it says, 6 degrees back up to hit the tail's body there, body of the tail there. 60 degrees to go back up to hit it, and we can heavy those on up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create the parabola over here on the left hand side. Alright, so we're going to measure down further 60 millimeters from there. This is for our parabola. And I can heavy those down, those 2 points there down, because they're solid. Now, the parabola comes out 65, say, on the left, so from here, measuring out 65 millimeters, creating that rectangle. So that's our rectangle that the parabola is going to fit inside. Now the vertex is at B. The vertex is here at B. So we know that's 60, keep it nice and easy, split in half there. That is B, which is the vertex. We have A and C. I might as well find them here, label D and F as well. Now, let's pop in this. I'm just going to divide that there. I'm going to work on this side of it here. So from the vertex, I'm going to take a line out at any angle. I'm going to get our compass, make a distance, step it out 4 times. Alright, sliding set squares. So end of the line to the last arc you drew. We're going to use our sliding set squares then back to that line. Alright, now we're going to repeat the process again. Actually, I don't need that. I'm going to repeat the process again from A. Take out a line at any distance. Get your compass, set it to any distance. Step it out 4 times. So whatever you do here, you do to the other. So we're doing 4 here, we're doing 4 over here. Sliding set squares again. Last arc in the line. Alright, now the ones at the top are going back to the vertex at B. The other ones are just going horizontal. And what we're going to do, right, when we take the horizontals here, we're actually going to send it out to the far side while I'm at it. Because we're actually going to need them out here for the other wing in a while. Right, there's our points. Right, there's the top half. It's just a mirrored image now. Just take each point, drop them down. Get our compass. Put it on our axis there, which is the B. Flip it to the other side. Alright, there we have them flipped over. Heavy that in then. There is the wing A, B, C. What we're going to do is we're going to take each of these, horizontally bring them across, and you're going to take the center line there, B as well. Alright, this is the same thing. We're going to use that center line we created earlier as our axis, and we're going to flip it all over. So, we'll start with B first of all. And take that one. So there's my center line, stretching it out to B, flip it to the far side. That is point E. Alright, just so I know where E is on this relay. Now we're going to go back down to the end, and we're going to step each point across. We can do these twice, so that distance there also accounts and works for this distance. So once you get it on the compass once, you can pop it in twice. Alright, small flipped to the far side. Now, yes, I know this is a longer video just because there's a bit more going on in it. Again, just taking it nice and handy first. Going light with it. Now, happy with that, I can heavy it in. Alright, there's my wings. Now we'll wrap up the last bit there. So what we're going to do is going to measure down 10 millimeters and 5 millimeters. This is for the propellers in the front. Coming out 60 degrees from C heading back in the way, 60 degrees from D heading back in the way. Alright, now propellers in the front, 60 wide, so that means it is 30 left and right of the central axis there, the center line. Draw it in there. Oops, sorry, shouldn't have heavy that line there. Happens when I'm rushing through. My apologies. Alright, there you have it. Alright, so that is page 141, and that is question 1, which is the airplane.